Whoa, Shetland just dropped us right in the thick of it with Season 10's premiere. Twists, drama, and a murder that promises to shake every quiet corner of these islands. You get ready, because we're diving deep into every single twist, every suspect, and most importantly, what those final scenes mean for the rest of the season. So whether you're a Shetland fanatic or just stumbled across the show, settle in, because this isn't your typical sleepy village mystery. The episode starts by steering us away from romance and straight into scandal. A little comedic scene involving a date gone wrong, that infamous fallen asleep in his tiramisu, hints at just how quirky and unpredictable Shetland locals can be. But this light start is just the calm before the storm. Without missing a beat, we jump into an undercover drug bust built on a tip deal. A large heroin shipment is supposedly landing in town, with plenty else mixed into the deal. Officers Calder, Tosh, Ruth, and Sandy set up at the docks to intercept the guiding light fishing vessel. The tension skyrockets, sirens blare, and warrants are read. But after searching everywhere from the hold to the fish room, the only thing they discover is, well, fish. The crew is confused and angry. Was this a setup? Did someone tip off the criminals, or did their informant Loudon set up the police? The team is already exhausted and dejected from what looks like a massive blown operation. But things are about to get a lot worse. Just as the crew disperses, word comes in hot. A body's been found. D.I. McIntosh, Tosh, and Sandy head to Lunaswick, a remote village with just a handful of houses, made infamous by a devastating boat accident years ago. The victim is Edie Tulloch, a respected but somewhat reclusive 76-year-old woman. She's discovered outside in her garden, hidden from the road, which is why nobody noticed her for days. Immediately, the team starts trying to piece together Edie's final days. Colin Waite, the neighbor who delivered food and found her, insists nobody would hurt Edie locally. She kept to herself, relying on charity from neighbors, and even had a son, Ed Tulloch, once a poet, now running a pub and sharing an estranged relationship with his mother. The investigation uncovers that her husband was a former police officer, and an empty jewelry box hints at a possible robbery gone wrong. But details don't add up. There's no sign of a break-in, no obvious struggle in the house. The crime scene feels eerily calm, almost tender, as if Edie was led calmly outside before being murdered. Why go to such lengths, and who could harbor that kind of intention toward an elderly woman who hadn't left her house in weeks? Interviews with locals reveal more questions than answers. Lunaswick's residents fiercely defend their village, claiming an outsider must be to blame. Some mention seeing a suspicious figure, a young person in a hoodie, ducking out of sight in Edie's garden days before the murder. Looks like we've got a solid witness, if only anyone could identify who it was. Then, another suspect quietly creeps to the foreground, David Powell. He's Gina Powell's son, recently returned from Glasgow after a prison stint for housebreaking. David's past makes him an easy mark for suspicion, and he's evasive during questioning, with his mother fiercely protective and defensive. The officers quickly discover David was fired last week from his job at the local hardware store for stealing tiles, the same kind recently used to repair Edie's bathroom. Did David do odd jobs for Edie, or was there more sinister intent? When pressed, David crumbles under the weight of accusation and family tension. Gina finds Edie's jewelry in his room and explodes, accusing him of robbing the neighbor. David, desperate and cornered, flees to a familiar hiding place, a boat shed that belonged to his late father, and becomes the focus of a frantic search. As police surround the shed, David's fear of going back to prison sends him spiraling. D.I. McIntosh, showing restraint and empathy, talks David down and gets him to open up. The episode slows for a deeply emotional reveal. Edie and David were, unexpectedly, friends. David did not steal from her. Instead, Edie paid him for repairs with jewelry she no longer needed. She had spoken to him repeatedly about settling her affairs, seeming almost to anticipate something bad was about to happen. David confesses to visiting Edie just before her death, but insists he had no part in it. Combined with bank records showing Edie had $400,000 in savings she never spent, motivation for murder appears, but David genuinely seems unaware of her wealth. At the pub, D.I. Calder confronts Ed Tulloch about the money, but Ed insists he knew nothing about it and had been estranged from Edie for years. Their relationship was never easy, echoing Edie's tendency to rub people the wrong way. Ed's disappointment and regret are palpable. He thought they'd have time to reconcile, but her murder stole that hope away. Meanwhile, Gina Powell's defensiveness peaks. She accuses the police of looking for a scapegoat, triggering tension and reinforcing just how personal these investigations can get in tight-knit communities. McIntosh stays focused, but there's no arguing. David is still a primary person of interest until every lead is exhausted. The end of the episode serves up a haunting monologue. Ed Tulloch, performing at the Poetry Night, delivers a piece called A Hunting Wind. It's not just poetic, it's symbolic. The wind unearths long, buried secrets, just as Edie's death is beginning to shake up secrets across Lunaswick. The poem speaks to pain, family, and the unstoppable force of truth tearing at the fabric of the community. What really drives the tension is the sense that Edie's murder wasn't random nor done for quick cash. Someone with motive, a personal connection, and a plan is lurking. Was Edie targeted because someone learned about the hidden fortune? Or did her social work past catch up with her, stirring up old grudges and grievances from years before? The episode leaves us questioning everything. David's odd friendship, Ed's regretful distance, suspicious locals, and all those outsiders who might just have a vendetta to settle. To wrap up, Shetland Season 10 Episode 1 rolls out a classic whodunit with some fresh twists. The failed drug bust setting the mood, Edie's mysterious life and fortune, and the tightly wound suspects. There's no easy answer, but every scene cranks up the stakes. Edie wasn't just a victim. She was a catalyst, forcing long, hidden truths and tensions to surface. With the wind howling outside, we know the story is just beginning to rip through the heart of the community. Did you spot any clues we missed? Who do you think the real killer is? Drop your theories, thoughts, and favorite moments from the episode in the comments below. If you enjoyed this in-depth recap and want more Shetland breakdowns, be sure to hit like, share with other mystery fans, and subscribe for all the latest twists as they unfold. See you next time.